Minnesota. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, the general consensus is that like they're just not, they haven't been able to pick it up. They haven't been able to get it together, and so they're just going to be another lottery team again.
Yeah,
So
and even Cat has been he missed a little bit of time or no?
yeah. He missed a little bit of time. He came back that first game with us. I think that first game that we played this year against Minnesota was a
Yeah,
game that he came back from an injury, but you could still tell like a little bit throughout the game that he was just like his hand was still like
yeah.
impacting the way that he was playing.
But even though and this is why I say it's important is because even though they're scheduled or sorry they're slated to be at the bottom still, right below all of those teams that are like really fighting for the bubble. Well, it still makes it that much important to go out and beat those teams. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we've shown this year that we can lose. We can lose against them. So
Yeah, for sure, man.
man, we need to have that focus. I think that's the most that I'm excited for this week is like what kind of mental are we going to bring to two division matchups, all three Western Conference matchups, and all three like sitting right around. This is our company right now. It's
All three of these teams we are 1-1 against.
yeah,
So it's like
exactly.
if we can finish all three of them off by being 2-1, that's perfect. That's great. Uh, but like the point that I was just getting at was just that like this isn't as worrisome of a team as like Memphis and Houston is just because of where they stand. But I still feel like we should still come in with close to the same intensity and be ready to like take care of business, right? You never
Yeah,
know. Cat could go off. D'Lo could go off. Like these players like Nas Reed stepped up that one game that we lost. So it's like, you know, uh, we just uh we just really do need to come in, take care of business against these teams. And Josh has said this a couple times, like we try not to like think of it as like looking forward and looking past teams, but like we got to come in. Hey, just speak of the devil, right?
yeah,
um, we got to come in and take care of business so that we can be ready for Houston because we don't know how Houston's going to be. This is our first time playing against a fully healthy Houston team.
yeah. Like with Oladipo and John Wall.
Yeah,
Nice.
with Depot, John Wall, and like Cousins still there,
Yeah.
Christian Wood's a killer,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, I was just saying because last time, like Christian Wood played. Oh no, DeMarcus Cousins didn't play either last game, huh?
not the second game, no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I know we've seen we caught them right as they were going through their trade stuff. But
Um,
yeah, I think we'll be able to, like you said, if we have the right focus, Minnesota should be a team that we should feel comfortable, playing.
yeah, for sure, and like I mean, uh, obviously, like I was saying, and this is actually gonna be a little bit of a more difficult team because Cat should be a little bit more healthy
Yeah, a little bit more
than
like
the
in
last
in
team.
in in rhythm of playing and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
and so we'll have to deal with
Good morning, Ryan.
with the superstar Cat, where I have to deal with a solid star and D'Lo, and then obviously Malik Beasley, who's been killing it this year. So you know, uh, it'll definitely be something that we'll be getting ready to look out for against this team because it's like I said, I think this team is something that like at the moment, we like looking at it right now, I can say like, all right, let's just kind of get in and get out. But you never know. Like this is definitely a team that could just come in and tear us up in
Yeah,
in
yeah. If
one night.
if 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 Rubio comes in with good discipline and is like really leading that second unit, you know what I mean, and kind of gets people going. Now, with that being said, hopefully in our heads, now we got our second point guard who's coming in and making our bench unit. You know what I
This will
mean?
be his third game back, and it'll
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, man, I really feel that like that's gonna be something that's gonna really start to take shape. Is our bench is gonna hoping that our bench really starts to take off in terms of we're gonna have somebody who is capable of seeing what the game is looking and feeling like as it starts, and then being able to come in and know exactly what they want to do to either expand a lead or help shrink a lead or whatever they got to do. Like man, I'm just so excited to see Derek White become like that for our second unit. Well, I mean that's where I hope that we put him, but
yeah, for sure, for sure. I'd like to see Derek White on our bench too, along with Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, because if we can get DJ to continue to rise, right, and continue to move forward in terms of his playmaking ability and all that kind of stuff, man, if you can have two reliable engine starters for your team, man, it's gonna be so fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And honestly, we can kind of get through like Minnesota a little bit quicker, just because they're not exactly a like I said, they're not the scariest team, but we know what they're about. We know what to kind of look for. We'll be trying to take advantage on the offensive end because their defense isn't crazy, especially with Cat and D'Lo. They're not the two craziest defenders, being the stars of the team.
Mhm.
Uh, and so we just kind of have to come in, beat them on the offensive end, and hold down. I would say hold down D'Lo and Beasley as well as we can, because in my opinion, I don't think we're gonna be able to stop Cat with LA starting. uh,
Yeah, I mean, well, he's
Depending on how it
Cat's not,
goes.
yeah, Cat's not the fastest guy, so I
But
mean,
he can shoot the ball well. He
yeah.
shoots the ball. He shoots the ball at a solid rate. I don't think he's in their leaders on the 3 point,
I guess, I
obviously.
guess, I guess, I guess what I'm trying to say is like he's not the fastest guy, so like closing out hard against him is an option because I feel like we can have some help options. But also, he could put the ball on the floor and he could definitely dunk. He could definitely put LA on a poster or all he needs is to break him off one time, I guess, and then I'll be like,
Yeah,
well, I was wrong. Let's not do that anymore.
exactly.
Um,
And so I mean, I think the way to go is just to beat their guards in this game. Kind of like the same thing that I said against Denver. It's just to a different aspect because Cat's more of a scoring center, and Jokic is a all around offensive threat.
yeah, actually, in terms of like what D'Lo does and like Murray does. I wouldn't say that Cat passes as good as Jokic, but they are kind of similarly constructed in that way, where they're two best players.
Right? Are they guard and center?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right, cool.
But all right, so we'll go ahead and move on.